Hello, everyone. So today I'll just like to share an episode from this story, well-known Chinese literature classic, "西游记" or "Journey to the West," where it's a story of the cultivation of the self through the example of Tang Sanzang and his disciples as they travel from Tang Dynasty China to the West to actually bring back some Buddhist sutras. So that is the background of the story. So what happened was there was this episode where Tang Sanzang was sweeping the floor and he's trying to sweep the floor of this pagoda, which is a tower structure usually dedicated to Buddhism or Chinese ancestral worship and so on and so forth. So you find many of them in Asia. And how he did it was this, right? He starts sweeping from the first level, then he go to the second level, third level, fourth level, and sweep upwards. So it seems to be just an innocent episode, right? But upon closer scrutiny, it doesn't really make sense. And his disciple Sun Wukong was watching him. Sun Wukong is one of the most powerful fighter in the story, but not exactly the wisest or the smartest. So he can't get the idea why his teacher or his mentor would want to do that, because when you sweep the lower level, let's say you sweep level one is clean, then you go up and you sweep the floor of level 2, you actually sweep it down back to level 1. So level 1 gets dirty again, right? It makes more sense to go to the highest floor and sweep downwards. But that's not what Tan Sang Zhang did. So he start from the bottom and he sweep up. So quite quite strange, huh? So if you think of it rationally and logically. But there's a reason behind it, because the whole idea of this story is to really to teach us some life lessons. So a few things we can learn from here. So one of the things is Tan Sen Zhen always start from the very beginning. He's not thinking of rushing to the highest level and trying to create a perfect environment. Just like our lives, none of us can say that we live a perfect life. Is impossible, right? Every one of us have our strengths, have our flaws, and our weaknesses. So nobody can have a perfect, clean life. It is yeah, unrealistic to expect that, right? So you can't go to highest floor and clean, but rather start from the very beginning, build up your foundation, step by step. He advanced. Another thing he did was, as he sweep up, after he finished level 1, he finished level 2, he looked back at level 1 and realized level 1 is dirty, and he's happy about it. Why? So what it means is that when we look back into the past, we will find imperfection, right? So for example, maybe when you are in your 20s, when you are freshly graduated from school, you want to make a career of yourself, you have some passion project, and you work very very hard. So during that period of time, you may feel that you're invincible, you're doing nothing wrong, you're full of energy, and and at that point of time, that may be so, and you're achieving lots of things. By the time you're in your 30s and you're in your 40s and you look back and look at the time when you're young, you realize that, hey, some of the things I did could be done better. I'm not perfect, I made mistakes here and there. But why are we happy to see that? Because when you're in your 30s and your 40s, you have gained the wisdom that you lack when you're in your 20s. So you manage to see things with greater clarity, and that is an indication that you have grown. So even on a smaller scale, as a secondary school student, sometimes sec 1, sec 2, you may feel that you have done what you can. When you're your upper sec 3, sec 4, you reflect back and realize, I have grown. Some of the things I didn't do so well, there are imperfections, but I have grown because now I have a better perspective. I can see things with greater clarity. So that's great, right? That's growth. So after that, what happened? When he realized that the previous floor is dirty, did he go back and sweep it? No. He looked forward and say, I will sweep the next floor. So that tells us that we should always keep advancing, right? So we like I say, in our 20s we work hard, in our 30s we look back and say, oh, there are imperfections, I have grown, but what's next? Am I trying to spend all my energy thinking about correcting my past mistakes? No, right? What's what's done is done. Yes, sometimes some mistakes can be corrected, but most mistakes in lives cannot. And we should really not torture ourselves by stressing how we can correct past mistakes, but rather to look ahead and say, okay, I have gained this wisdom. Now the next stage of my life, I'm going to do even better. I'm going to continue to advance and grow and try to make the next level as clean as possible. And that is all we need to do right now. What can I do, right? So back to um, an example, if you are a secondary school student, is that right now maybe I've not done my best, I've messed up my sec 1 and sec 2, I didn't do so well, you're sec 3, sec 4, what can you do, right? Are you trying to go back and correct your past mistakes? A bit difficult, right? So what you need to do is right now, at this moment, all it matters is right now, am I doing my best? And if you can do that, then you will grow and you have no regrets. So just a simple story like that, lots of lessons to be learned, right? Yeah, so read more. Definitely help in our personal growth. And don't just read, really try to understand the intention of every story that we read and see if we can gain insights and wisdom from it. Okay? Yep, that's all I'll share today. Have a nice day.